Welcome back to the library for another week. I'm Mrs. Foster, and this week we're going to start off with a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to give you some clues, and I want to see if you can figure out what the book that we're going to read this week is about. The first clue is this guy here. It's made from timber. It's a mammal. Does not live on land. Here's your second clue. I wonder where the setting for this story might take place. I wonder if you're thinking about it and using the clues. And the third clue is the big blue one over my shoulder here. Have you worked it out yet? I think you might have. This week's book is called Magic Beach by the Australian author Alison Lester. She's going to read the book for us now, and I hope that you enjoy it. Try and think about different times that you've been to the beach and the different things that happened, and we'll give you some activities to go on with afterwards.
Today I'm going to read you Magic Beach, and I'm at Magic Beach, the beach that I've been coming to since I was a little girl. This book, this copy is the 20th anniversary edition, but I think actually there's a 30th anniversary edition now. It's a very old book. It's dedicated to my sister Joni, who lives just near here, and she loves this beach too. And this is how it goes. At our beach, at our magic beach, we swim in the sparkling sea, surfing and splashing and jumping the waves, shrieking and laughing with glee. And then in their imaginations, they go somewhere else. Wild white horses are thundering past, racing to get to the land, plunging and prancing and tossing their heads, then fading away on the sand. At our beach, at our magic beach, we play on the sand for hours, digging and building with buckets and spades, invincible castles and towers. The king and the queen are trapped in the moat. A dragon is spitting out flames. Princess Belinda is charging the beast to rescue little Prince James. At our beach, at our magic beach, we search in the clear, warm pools, peering at starfish, limpets and crabs, and tiny fish darting in schools. Those pools are around the point there, but you have to wait till low tide to get to them. Into the kingdom of fishes we go, riding on sea dragons' tails. Angelfish ferry a cargo of pearls past creeping convoys of snails. At our beach, at our magic beach, we walk when it's cloudy and grey, looking for driftwood, feathers and shells washed up on the edge of the bay. What are they going to find? A leather-bound chest with buckles of brass lies tossed on the sand by the tide. As we push back the lid, we're dazzled by light from the glittering treasure inside. At our beach, at our magic beach, we rock in the tangerine boat, paddling out to the end of the line, then drifting back to the float. Oh. The wind fills our sails as we follow the sun, and the lookout's eyes are keen. We'll navigate over the edge of the world to islands where no one has been. At our beach, at our magic beach, we laze on the jetty and wait, watching the watery shadows below for something to nibble the bait. A monstrous shark has taken the hook. It's struggling hard to break free, thrashing and crashing and fighting the line as we drag it in from the sea. At our beach, at our magic beach, we bask in the glow of the fire. The moon makes a silvery path on the sea, and the waves come to shore with a sigh. Can you hear the waves in the background now? They do make a sighing noise. A beacon is signalling up on the cliff. An answer blinks back from the bay. Smugglers are hauling in crate loads of rum, then silently stealing away. At our beach, at our magic beach, the old bed is cosy and wide. To the sounds of the ocean, we sleep through the night. Adrift on the evening tide. And that's the end of the story. Thanks for listening.
I really enjoy listening and reading to stories that relate to things that I know of. And Magic Beach is a really special one for me because I like to think about the different beaches I've been to and my favourite beach. I want you to have a think about and make connections with your environment and what's around you. Think about something that's happened to you at your favourite beach or a time that you visited the beach. I want you to try and think about another book that you might have read that talked about the beach or an adventure where they went to the ocean. It might be something that you've seen on television or something that you've learnt. And I want you to think about maybe something that you've heard about that's happening around the world with beaches and things like that. Thinking about these things and making connections to the text can help us to understand it. So it's really important that we think and we listen to the stories that we read and we try and understand and relate it back to things that we already know. And I think that book was really, really good for allowing us to do that. Once again, I'm going to give you a choice of activities that you can do that relate to the book. Now this week there are 4 choices. Your first one is design and build a castle. It could be a sand castle, it could be a castle made out of blocks or Lego or recycle things that you find from around your house. That's your choice. But I want you to design it first, so that means sketch it on a piece of paper, and then I want you to try and build it. Our second option is to draw some items that you found on one of your visits to the beach. And that means you need to think about a time that you went to the beach, and I want you to try and sketch it out and draw it. And you might have those at home, so that could be a great prompt for you to have a look at those items and then to try and sketch it. Your third item is to think about a time that you went to the beach and you're going to write a recount. So that just might mean a couple of sentences that tells us about a time that you went to the beach and you're going to tell a story back to the person who's reading it about your adventure. Your fourth option, and this is where you can get a little bit imaginative. In the story written by Alison Lester, she talks about things that have happened at the beach, and then she goes into an imaginary sequence where she imagines things that could be happening there that aren't really happening. So your fourth option is to write a story, and it can be in an imaginative story about something magical that could happen at the beach. I hope you enjoy the activities this week. Pick wisely. You only need to do one of the 4. I'm going to dust off this board a little bit and take it out for a while, and I hope you have a wonderful week.